start out by asking you a question. Should you text your ex after a breakup to see how they're doing? Well, that's what we're going to be exploring today. But before we actually get to that, the first thing you should determine is whether or not you even want to get your ex back or not. Luckily for you, I put together a special quiz on my website that's designed to answer that very question. It's called the Ex Recovery Chances Quiz, and it's basically a 2-minute free quiz that you can take to determine an idea of what your chances are in your particular situation so you can make sure you're not wasting your time. If this is something that you seem really interested in doing, getting to the quiz is a click away. Just simply look in the description link below this YouTube video and click on it. It's literally that simple. You can take the quiz, then come right back here and finish the video. So you go through a breakup. You are heartbroken, devastated, and it's natural for you at some point want to wonder, how's my ex doing? So should you reach out to them via text or a phone call to see how they're doing? Well, the simple answer is no, you should definitely not do it. That means no, don't do it. I will continue to repeat that. Do not do it. But why? Why shouldn't you reach out and just be a nice human being? Well, there's actually 2 reasons. Quite a few years ago, Jennifer Aniston made a movie called The Breakup. Now, the whole premise of this movie was designed around the simple phrase, who wins the breakup? Basic plot of the movie was a guy and a girl go through a breakup, and both members of the breakup parties try to win the breakup. Now, they often say that art imitates reality, and I think that's certainly the case here. But how does one win a breakup? Well, oftentimes you win a breakup by getting the other person to be extremely miserable without you, or getting that other person to beg for you back. Now, most of us like to think of our exes in positive ways, but one single fact that no ex is above is they all want to win the breakup. And oftentimes you reaching out to them just to see how they're doing can be misconstrued as them getting a point to win the breakup. Oh, look, he's reaching out to me. Or look, she's reaching out to me. I'm winning. That's not some behavior that we want to encourage. Now, the second reason that you should not reach out to your ex just to see how they're doing after a breakup is because you're often going to say the wrong things. At some point, you're going to sit there and say, I love you, or I miss you, or my personal favorite, why did we break up again? This kind of stuff can be seen as sort of naggy or natty, which often I term as going nuts at texting. You're becoming a gnat. So what should you do instead? Well, if you are familiar with my website, my podcast, or this YouTube channel, you know I'm a big proponent of the no contact rule. But I never really go into detail of why I believe it's one of the most effective strategies that you should be implementing after a breakup. Now, the way I see it, the no contact rule has 4 primary functions. The first one is it allows you to play hard to get. Now, we all do know scientists have proven that playing hard to get works. So essentially, by ignoring your ex, you're implementing a psychological concept called reactance. By taking away a behavioral freedom, you're making your ex more likely to want to get that freedom back, the freedom to talk to you. So it allows you to play hard to get and sort of helps them miss you a little bit more. But that's really not all that it does. In fact, most people misunderstand and think that that is all the no contact rule is good for. No, it's good for so much more. So on top of allowing you to play hard to get, it also allows you to rebuild your life. Now, I've been a big proponent of the fact that your relationships are often interconnected to all the other areas of your life. You go through a breakup, you start to feel really bad about yourself. You start to feel really bad about yourself, you start to not do a great job at work. You start to not do a great job at work, you lose your job. It's kind of this negative domino effect. But the no contact rule allows you to dedicate time on the most important person in your relationship, you. Instead of focusing so much of your time on your ex, you get to focus so much of your time on you, rebuilding the areas of your life that kind of got blazed through this breakup. Now, inevitably doing that very thing, rebuilding areas of your life that sort of got a little hit on the head from this breakup, allows you to be a lot more confident. But my personal favorite thing about the no contact rule is that after you've gone through it completely, you get to make a decision on whether or not you want your ex back for real or you wanted your ex back in a moment of weakness. I can't tell you how often people go through the no contact rule, they do an active no contact rule. Now, if you don't know what that is, watch some of my other videos or hop over to my website because I talk about it a lot. But if you're going through the no contact rule, you have an active no contact rule where you're doing things to actively improve your outcome in life, you find yourself a lot more confident and you're looking at your ex thinking, why did I even want them back? I kind of look at the no contact rule as the ultimate guide to helping you determine whether or not you should get back with your ex or not. So this leads us to our next question. When is it an acceptable time to reach out and see how your ex is doing? Well, if you haven't already guessed, the only time that I think it's acceptable to reach out and see how your ex is doing, barring a few other complications with regards to the no contact rule, is you having completed your no contact rule without any hiccups. Now, I will insert one interesting caveat into that sort of assumption. Before you reach out and see how your ex is doing, first you have must gone through your no contact rule, but you have must felt a meaningful change within yourself. And what's the best way to judge that if not through character growth? Yes, I said character growth. Now, bear with me here for a second, but when novelists are writing a book and they want the book to be successful, the one thing that they ensure that they have is a character who grows throughout the story. After all, stories are allegories for life. They're trying to teach us something about the human condition. And the best way to teach us something about the human condition is to follow character A as he starts at point A and gets to point B and changes entirely over the course of the story. Now, writers do this by establishing the differences between want and need. In order for character growth to have happened, the character needs to start out wanting something, but the journey they go on helps them subtly shift from realizing that what they want isn't what they need. And you need to go through the same character growth through your no contact period. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, we all start out wanting to get our exes back at some point, even immediately after the breakup, even if they treated you like crap. At some point at the start, you probably want your ex back. But at some point throughout your journey, you need to come to the realization that what you want and what you need are two different things. You see, at the beginning, most of you think that what you want and what you need are the same thing. You need to have your ex back. But really the trick to getting your ex back, if that's a route that you want to go on, is making sure that you realize by the end of your no contact journey that, yeah, it's okay to want your ex back, but you absolutely don't need to get your ex back. Now, actually having that paradigm shift, realizing that what you need isn't your ex, makes you so much more powerful when you reach back out to them, because you're not hanging on their every word. You're not judging your success by if they respond positively or not. You're just kind of like, they're just kind of in the background. You're not placing them on a pedestal that they don't need to be, which is a problem I see with a lot of my female clients. They go into this process already having placed their ex on that need pedestal. I need to get him back. If I don't get him back, it's all for nothing. And often my job is to get them to go through that character growth journey where they realize that what they want and what they need are two separate things. Sure, it's okay to want your ex back, but what they need to realize is that they'll be okay without their ex. And that makes them so much more powerful when they actually do reach out to see how he's doing. Thank you so much for making it to the end of this video. If you haven't already, stop everything you're doing and take our Ex Recovery Chances quiz. It's a simple 2-minute quiz designed to tell you what kind of chance you have of getting your ex back. And all you gotta do is look in the description link below this YouTube video and click on it. It's that simple. Also, if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe and like our videos and comment on our channel and do all that cool stuff, because that helps our channel grow, and the more it grows, the more I can make these videos, the more I can make these videos, the more people that we can reach, and we can take over the world, because that's what I need. Wait, I said that wrong. That's what I want, but not what I need. You get it.